Hey, welcome to the YouTube live stream. If you're new, you can follow me on Twitter at JonathanJK and check the show description for the link to my podcasts and website. And don't forget to tap the bell in case of future videos in the future. Today we are beginning a kind of a long walk. We're starting on the fringe of what was the Kowloon district. Back in the 1890s, that side over there was considered mainland China, and this side was the British occupied Kowloon side. And this road is basically called Boundary Street, and it symbolizes the boundary between what was the two sides. But at the time it was just like a bamboo wall. There was no road. Hello, Kevin. And the road was actually created like 30 years after the demarcation or the extension of what the British could have from Kowloon all the way to the new territories. So this part isn't actually considered new territories anymore, and the new territories is further that way. But we're going to walk this way to Hong Kong Harbour, and then you can see basically, we'll get a feel for the length of the Kowloon side of Hong Kong. And we're going to do the most of the walking down Nathan Road, which is the longest road in this place in Hong Kong. Did I tell you that we're in Hong Kong? Yeah, we're in Hong Kong. Which one, Kevin? And of course, if you don't want to watch live, I'll give you the time codes in the show description when I get home. So we're beginning in a place called Prince Edward. Boundary Street on the other side has Sham Shai Po, and this is Prince Edward, where there's still a lot of actually Kowloon has a lot of old buildings. There's one over there actually, this one here. You mean the Latin one, part one? I'm redoing it, Kevin. I've rewritten it already. I'm going to re-record it all over again. You can't though. Hello, Elizabeth. This kind of building was indicative of the height of the buildings many moons ago. There's one over there as well on the left. I'll point them out as we come across them. Most of them are like hairdressers. He's a very well-dressed man in a suit. Let me, this one here, this building. It's got a time stamp on it. Not time stamp, you know what I mean. 1932 on top of that one. So 90 years old. Oh, is it? Oh, well. Need to move to Shanghai then, don't I? Gotta move to Shanghai. We won't go on Nathan Road just yet. We're walking parallel to it. It's here where you can still see some of the older buildings, like this one here, or these two. So what's everybody else watching if they're not watching videos on Periscope anymore? It's been quite a transition for me to get off Periscope. And then I haven't live streamed for a while because I've been too busy. This is becoming a regular occurrence in Hong Kong. These shops that are selling basically sponge cake. Heckle, have you joined it? Never heard of it, Karen. So they're charging quite a lot for these types of cakes. Different flavors of sponge cake that usually have a lot of people queuing up for them. You can see the some of the flavors here. Yes, Kevin, it's steamed, but I mean, I've tried it. It's just sponge cake, so I don't get the attraction. Really, I don't get why people are queuing up for this stuff. Whoa, check out those wheels. There's a violin shop. Viola, violin, cello. Up there. Okay. I just want to stay on YouTube for the time being. Get my next 1,000 hours, and then I've monetized the channel. Hello. Fabrice. The best violins are made in China. Are they? I thought the Europeans had that. Oh. I still haven't got used to this gimbal. Hello, Nicole. We were just talking about you. How the devil are you? We're walking the length of Kowloon, so you get an idea of how confining this space was before they leased the new territories. The Qing dynasty leased the new territories to Britain. This is an air monitoring station. There's not many of them in Hong Kong. I've only ever seen 2 of them, but yeah, it's monitoring the air quality there. Yeah, I can't complain. Can't complain at all. I'm keeping myself busy. Although I stopped doing YouTube for like 2 weeks, which was kind of bad timing because Periscope had finished. So I couldn't capitalize on everybody who doesn't watch videos anymore. You know, on the first full day I came here, I walked this far from my what would be my old apartment, and I remember buying water from one of these places and then telling my housemate, "Oh, I got an amazing deal on water." Couldn't believe it. And yet you have to walk so far, kind of, just to get that amazing deal. But yeah, I walked all the way to Prince Edward on my first day. I then decided to call it quits. So we're on Nathan Road now. we can try and see how many shops are still around after all the political problems and the virus. Oh, this bank still has its protections. This one's still got its protections, and the Bank of Communications still has its protections up. It's kind of weird. A lot of banks have already dismantled the armour plating that they set up. Oh, is that why it's windy? We have got all the. I think we've got the Pfizer vaccine and the Sinovac vaccine. See, here's another one. The ICBC still has its protection. Don't understand why. There's no violence here. I like the name of this Vietnamese restaurant. Forever. I want to find a way to cross the road. Couldn't do it there. No, Fabrice. We're in Portland Street, which is parallel to Nathan Road. No, Nicole, I'm heading to TST just to finish the video. What they're building there is a new flyover, a walkover. But also to walk over the road, not just, sorry, along the road, but over it, as well as over it. Hello, Carl, by the way. You got the Pfizer vaccine. Okay. Yeah, I want to get the Pfizer one. I have no work today. A little bit. I'm doing this video. Will take over an hour probably. Then I'm going home to eat, do some writing, do some podcasting. So I've self-assigned, set myself some work to do. So this part of Mong has loads of buildings that are selling, hello Victoria, that are selling wall units, home improvement, bathroom sinks, toilets. It's like a sort of unofficial market. See this building here? Odd shaped building because it's older than the rest of them, but then there's nothing here. Another building's been put in its place. Sort of like the wrong Lego pieces are stuck together. So you can get whatever styling you want for your kitchen and bathroom. This whole place is just full of shops for doing exactly that. No, there's very few restrictions now. Everything's opening up. You just got to make sure you wear your mask. The scarring of last year, and they removed the bin, so there's still little telltale signs of what happened. Right, we're outside Langham Place. On Argyle Street, so we're already in Mong. Yeah, for Argyle Street, sure. 3-lane road, almost as busy as Boundary Street. This was the intersection where they blocked it off during the 2014 protests. Yeah, some of the homeless were around here. Well, there are a lot, but they're not as obvious as what we've just seen. Oh, this used to be a Choi Wa. That's closed. Now it looks like to be more market. Mong has the electronic market here. There's a shop dedicated to masks here. It's a new one. Another new one, that is. So they have the electronic market here, and they have. Oh, what was the other place? No, I'm thinking of. Doesn't matter. Ignore me. Ignore me. Ignore me. Ignore me. Exit the scope. That's it. Live stream's over. It's just the electronic market. Oh. Just a reminder that we're running parallel to Nathan Road. If I walk down the entirety of Nathan Road, it would get boring. So I'm going to flit in between, in and around it. I don't know what that means, Kevin. What is tiny? Notice the traffic is only going one way. You have to go down, obviously, the other streets if you want to go down the other way. And on the other side of the road, this restaurant here, if I remember correctly, if it's this one, used to have a robot serving food. I think it's this one. Well, it's this one over here. Oh, I went to it, didn't I, in Hang Far Chun that time? Soy Street. Okay, let's cross over. There'll be some homeless people down here as well. I can see their bedding coming up. There we go. There's a rough sleeper. Here's some of the electronic market. It's not really an electronic market, it's just all the shops that just sell electronics, but they're not like a Fry's Electronics. But they're also mixed in with lots of sports shops now, because Sneaker Street is just over down there. Oh, look at those rims, blue. And yeah, the sports shops are moving in, because it is the place where the young people go. But I think last year or the year before that, they stopped closing the road, and before there was loads of street performers there. They closed it all off because the residents above were complaining of the noise. So then they just opened the road again, and now there's nothing really special. Personally, I think they killed some of the vibe with this place. You could just put sound limiters on these people doing street performances. And then all the street performers went to TST and tried to claim that space as theirs and pushed aside the ones that were already established there. Some of them were like, this is my territory now, or you pay us to be here. It's like, what? Yeah, local politics, the attitude of some people usually is, oh, there is another market here. There's a toy model market alongside the what's his name market, the electronic market. Shall we take a detour? Shall we take a detour? Yeah, I guess so. There's no point dedicating a video to it all by itself. So we'll walk back on ourselves. But it's basically all the model shops are found here. Oh man, I'm getting really hot. It's about 22 degrees here. And I'm starting to sweat just because of the walking. No, Pierre, there isn't. Because the cases are so low now. Thank you, Fantasy. Yeah, I never take into account the humidity. That's the residency there, and then this part, like this, like you got the old-timey shops like that just sell watches, Rolexes, Seikos, all that jazz. See, there's another one there, London watch. Here we go. Oh, little Warren. Bro, look at those. Oh yeah, and gun shops. You can buy replicas here. Or even something as esoteric as buying darts. You can buy darts along with your own replicas. So if it was a little bit later in the day, all of these shops as well would be the model shops that we were talking about. As it is, they're closed. Let's go. Okay, let's just go back down this way. This is Dundas Street, Dundas Street. Ooh, craft burger. I might check this out sometime. What's EB, Kevin? Oh, thank you, Urban Stag. Prices look reasonable. Do they do sweet potato fries though? Doesn't look like it. My belly bloats if I eat fries, but if it's sweet potato, it's fine. They've actually modelled in some camel toe. That's crazy. EB, EBI. What's the name of the building? I'd have to go back. I'll put it in this show description so you can find out. I'll do a Google search for it. I know where I went. Oh, here we go. It's here. I've gone full circle. The Yan On building. Number 1 Kwong Wah Street. There you go. Why, does it interest you? Oh, okay. Thanks for... No, EB. Not Eli. EBI. We're outside an outpatient clinic where they're doing COVID testing. Okay, well, I'm walking back on myself. But we're getting close to Yau Ma Mei already. So for the districts along the distance where we're walking is Prince Edward, Mong, Yau Ma Mei, Jordan, TST. Oh, there's a black guy over there. Complimentary CBD, and we've got one of the old rare rounded corner buildings as well. It's got a long name, this street, Sai Yong Choi Street, which is basically, this is the sneaker street, the famous one. Yes, although I think that's a new kind of neon. It doesn't look like the old traditional style. You got to pay extra to have neon these days, since it's more bespoke, more limited in its production. This little street is called Hamilton Street, if you're following on the Google. This is it. This is basically Hamilton Street. That's the end of it. Oh, by the way, my building is going to be painted the strawberry cheesecake colour. I wonder what flavour that is. Huh. It's called a Croffle. It's basically a waffle on a stick. I've never seen that before. You can get it in savoury, melted cheese, tiramisu, matcha, molten chocolate, caramel custard, durian. I'd be willing to try all of those except for tiramisu. Tiramisu is the worst flavour. Durian is miles better. But I don't know what this blue flavour is. This is blue, but it just says Japanese honey banana. Oh, okay. So that's only in the class though, isn't it? You can't take those skills and then start making them at home unless you invest thousands of HKD. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock here, so the workmen are getting off. remember, because of the boundary at the time, everybody who couldn't live on Hong Kong Island would live here inside this small area. I mean, it was the 1890s, so it hadn't seen the massive influx of immigrants, but still, this is where everybody lived. What I'll do is a second video walking the length of Kowloon. Okay, this is familiar territory. We're in Yau Ma Mei. There's some of the MTR exits for it over there. Obviously my old stomping ground. Fact, let's go this way. They've got wire over them, stop them from being vandalized. We're going to go this way because the flower market, the fruit market is here. The really old one that they've that has basically stayed as it is for decades. We'll let this lorry pass. Old guy doesn't care. YouTube is definitely not the same as Periscope. I was speaking to Dave in Osaka. He says you can still use it until like July or something. Because it's working through Twitter. Right, Shanghai Street used to be the old main street for Kowloon until Nathan Road took over. And we're coming up to the old red brick building. The pumping station. Yeah, it is finished, I thought. They said we're closing it, but and they even saw it on. I even saw it on Twitter. This is the red brick building, built in 1895. Pumping station in Shanghai Street, the oldest surviving waterworks in Hong Kong. Ceased operation already in 1911, so it was only in use for like 16 years. Some of it has been demolished already, and then it says only in the year 2000 did they say they gave it grade 1 status. Okay, opposite the Yau Ma Mei Theatre, which is not this building, it's the building on the other side. Which shows traditional Cantonese opera. Which is here. There you go. Number 6 Waterloo Road. Another English name running parallel to Argyle and Boundary Street. And here's my old street where I used to live on, Reclamation Street. Although, admittedly, I lived down there, but it does go all the way along there as well. So here's the old wholesale market. Basically the same height as it was when first created. At night time, all the local streets are taken over with lorries full of pallets, like you see there. These pallets here. But I've shown this to you quite a few times. Just haven't done so recently. Or on YouTube. On the weekend, it's so busy. Absolutely packed. Yes, and a lot of people come here for their wedding pictures as well. Because when these shops are closed on whatever day it is, you can get all the traditional Chinese writing still from up here in your background shot. At the moment, we're getting a lot of Taiwanese pineapple. And you can eat the core of a Taiwanese pineapple, but the skin is like super sharp. That's why it's in this plastic wrap. It's very spiky. So bonus points for letting me eat the center, but handling it is cutting my fingers. I prefer the Philippine one because it's easier. So you can see it ends there like that. Okay. That one, I don't know what that one looks like. Sorry, I don't know what that is, but it looks like genital warts. No, I haven't, Kevin. I know it's an obscure reference to make, by the way. Genital warts, but that's all I can think of. Sorry. Hi. If it is, I don't know. No idea. I like these peaches. They look like teardrops. Are they? Oh, okay. What about these, Kevin? Do you know what these are? Thank you, Paula. See, there they are again. These ones here. Well, they look like those. Have you seen that skin condition that some people have, where they're afflicted with like bumps, and people mistakenly think that it's contagious? That's what it reminds me of. Those are bitter melons. Okay. Opposite, by the way, we have the Chinese University, kind of Fabrice. I need to speak to him. We're supposed to do a podcast together. Over here is the Chinese University of Hong Kong Chinese Medicine Clinical Research and Services Centre. That's where the next outbreak of the pandemic will happen. In Yau Ma Mei, you also have a catering market if you're unaware. Although I've told you a billion times on YouTube. But I mean, look at that. That's all steam pots. No, it isn't. Tell a lie. That's just wooden discs. But here, yeah, it is a mouthful. Oh. Get away from that lorry. But here you can get all your catering supplies. Oh, schools still have half a day restriction because children are not allowed to eat at school at the moment either. Oh, do you, Kevin? Ironic that the skin of the melon doesn't look healthy. And they're making these weird references to people without a good skin condition. And yet they're for your skin. We're still walking towards Hong Kong Harbour, back on Reclamation Street. Oh, they're renovating the old one here. Buy your chef's whites. This is where the TST night market will set itself up, but we're much too early to see anything other than fridges in the middle of the road. This is a famous, or well, not famous, but well-known restaurant. This one here, they sell clay pot rice, loads of queues because of the way they bake the rice onto the clay pot, and it gives it like a distinctive flavour. I'll tell you the street name in a minute when I see it. But it's next to the Bridal Tea House. Where are we? Just a little note. I want to point this out because I never see it in Hong Kong really, but that's the first time I've seen a black guy taking two of his black sons to school, or taking them from school. Don't mean anything by it, but it's something that you just never see in Hong Kong, and now I've seen it, and I think that's really special. I still can't find the street name. Oh well. But it happens here. There we go. That's what makes it really cool. I saw it and it happened. Here's another testing centre. Which is clearly busy. It is manned. There are people there. But who wants to sit in those seats? They don't even wipe them. No one's playing basketball today. This place doesn't have a street name. But we're on Public Square Street now. Oh, there's the Mido Cafe, by the way. Okay, so your best street is Temple Street, because Temple Street goes down there, parallel to this street where the clay pot is being served. King's Hotel. Right. We did already what was behind me. The Mido Cafe and the Yau Ma Mei area. Now we're walking on Nathan Road. Now I know where I am. Oh, okay. So we got the Eaton Hotel on the left, and then we're coming up to these two old gentlemen here. Just want to point out that the one on the right is dressed in a very dapper sort of colour, very dapper, and this one's dressed like a youth with his hoodie. They're clearly bezies. Kowloon Post Office. And in the distance is the one building. So that's TST, where you see those lines on that building over here. A run for what? Oh, they're friends. Which bit was I wrong on? This part as well. Oh, okay. This part of Hong Kong still has some of the old shops that have a license to operate on the street. They're slowly trying to get rid of those shops. I guess they're a kind of, not a hazard, but they do clutter up the side street and they want to modernize. So when those people get too old and they retire, they won't renew the license, and then slowly, one by one, those shops will disappear. We've got another one coming up now. Yeah, the neon, the street shops, street food. That's what the fishbowl riots were about. There's another property to let. Over there as well, another one closed. Another one. There's loads of them on Nathan Road. And this is one of the busiest, most famous streets. If I was late for work, this is where I'd catch a taxi. Hello, Rachel. Cardboard lady. But a lot of the, I mention it because there's another one there. I mention it because a lot of the buildings, a lot of the businesses depended on the mainlanders coming here. Now the mainlanders are not, so there's not enough people to sell to, and the rent is so much. But Rolex though, everyone needs a good Rolex, still over there. This, by the way, there used to be a barrier here. You can see where the holes used to be. Looks like they got rid of them. Maybe certain students picked them up and used them as ammunition. Because even the flooring, the stonework is gone. And they haven't replaced it. Here's the rest of it again. The Arnold Schwarzenegger gym is still there though. And Chow Tai Fook is on both sides still. Yeah, in some cases they do. This shop, which I've only ever been in probably once, even though I lived around here, I lived down that street, down there. This place sells Chinese products. Just Chinese stuff. Like tea, sports equipment, herbs, all that jazz. That taxi's over the line. Over the line! If you need a reminder, Bruce Lee's old house used to be here in this building. This one here. And we'll take a quick look at his old school. I'm just trying to find a quick way to cross over. Oh, is it? Yeah, they sell calligraphy stuff in here. They sell calligraphy stuff in here as well. And grandfather clocks, it seems. They don't seem Chinese. That's an electric bike. That's the first time I've seen an electric bike in Hong Kong. Hello. I'm doing great. We've still got a little bit of Jordan and then TST to do. Yes. You can get fined. Okay, let's cut through here. See all these? Oh, lots of these are hotels and hostels. here and here for cheap accommodation. Hope you enjoyed that booty. Massage parlours and saunas here. So this mall is the one where Bruce Lee's house used to be, and his school is just this one here, the Tak Sun School here. I just noticed there's a vegetarian restaurant here, all day buffet. Practically. That's kind of cheap. I'll have to check it out sometime. Eat there. It looks huge. So yeah, this was Bruce Lee's primary school. There is. But the mural has gone, sadly. Yeah, there used to be a mural here showing one of his earliest films. But now, this just tells you about the school. But the actual mural's gone. It was made of, it was a mural made of stone. Little pieces of stone as well. This part of Hong Kong always reminds me of the UK. There's just loads of little, is the word affectations? Just loads of little things that just scream UK. Oh, there it is. They've moved it. Oh, that's good. Okay, so that used to be around the corner. Tak Sun School, the Bruce Lee childhood, Mosaic fresco. It's basically about his role in the movie Little Chong. Good. And then there's the actual play about the Bruce Lee way. So there's one on this school, primary school, and there's one on his secondary school. And the reason why it feels like the UK is because just down there, yeah, I thought they got rid of it, is a cricket club and bowling club. And that's where the British military base used to be as well. So this whole area seemed to like sort of be defined by the British that lived here in this particular part. Another time, I might do a YouTube about it. We're on Austin Road. When I mean YouTube, I don't mean a live stream, I mean an edited video. I wonder if that would get me into trouble. That would be interesting. Even though it's not political in any sense. It's just historical. Yeah, that's a good point. Didn't hear about it. Another mask shop. Yay, Kowloon Park indeed, which we're not going to walk through today. I might save it for another video. There's the ICC. Should be like this high. You know, I'd probably be at the waterfront by now. Less than an hour to walk from Prince Edward Boundary Street to the waterfront. And don't forget, the waterfront's been extended a little bit as well. Oh, this shop is still here. This is famous for its waffles. How the mighty have fallen. This used to be my bank, and now it's just an outlet shop. And that used to be a Superdry, but now it's a gelato ice cream store. So much changes, but if I went back to the UK, back to my dad's hometown, I wouldn't find this many changes. Yeah, it's pretty decent. They've got a wine cellar style shop here. There's an archery range on this street as well, by the way. Checking out all the new coffee shops. Oh, look at that. The Queen. Sort of done in a... Who's that guy who did the Campbell soup? Remember the artist? Andy Warhol, there we go. There's another one. This one here. I don't think I've ever paid attention to this street on Periscope. There's a queue for this one. Must be good for some reason. It's called Everyday. Wow, it's pretty busy. Yeah, that sounds about right, Kevin. Oh, I think I know where I'm going. Going to Little Korea. So the cricket club is just down that street. Lots of nice little coffee shops to go to around here, but I never find myself in TST anymore. Huh. Shop selling boxing gloves. Huh. You get a lot of young'uns walking around here looking for, you know, the next hipster cafe. Oh, is there? I didn't know. But it's not open, is it? Right, we're hit a cul-de-sac. Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about the train station, sorry. I'd like to cut through, but you can't. Right, we're on our way to Little Korea. Notice the buildings have that like gold tint. Those buildings that were made during like the 70s and 80s. Because this is directly downwind from East TST, which used to be the sort of city centre for the area. So, as I said, Little Korea, lots of Korean restaurants and wedding shops. And there is, if I can remember where it is, there it is. One of my favourite shops. Although I'm exaggerating a little bit. Just here on this corner. I have eaten here. It's called Durian Land. So you can buy durian cakes. Everything's just basically durian. Yeah, they do durian cheese tarts as well as cakes. And milkshakes as well, and durian coffee. No, well, no. There's some. Obviously, not everything is going to be a Korean bar or place to eat, but it's known as Little Korea because there's so many Korean restaurants here. I mean, heck, there's a sushi over there. Sushi isn't Korean, but predominantly, just like we've got, you know, a traditional Chinese medicinal store here. Ooh. I went to a place on a couple of days ago, a place called Mirror Burger. Best burger I've had all year. For example, look, there's a Korean bistro there. This one's Korean as well. The one next to it is Korean. And then those three are Korean. And then the wedding shops, one here, one there, for example. Mirror as in like reflection. This one as well. Korean hot pot. There's some neon for you, Kevin. It's a sauna. Alright, come on, taxi. What is the temperature? 23 degrees. Because they're out of the way, they're off the main road, some of these places, oh no, sorry, a lot of these places haven't changed in so long. That's a new Korean place. Is this a buffet house of some kind, Kevin? Ooh, Mongolian. I didn't know that was there. Five Guys is just, you see, for me, everyone could do a good burger, but it's the bread that I feel emotionally attached to. They use meat from your country, Kevin. Gotta have good buns. What have we got? So we got spring chicken, $140. We've got a pizza. That's Italian. That's cultural appropriation right there. Grilled beef, lamb shank, poached. Oh, really? And then they've got a public kitchen. To me, the bread can make or break the burger. And so can the photos showing said burger. But Mirror Burger was absolutely delicious. What a shame I don't take pictures of my food. And then there's one of those Korean places where you have to like cook your own food. That's it, I've never heard of it, Kevin. Speaking of Tesla, there's one. There's two. She's fine, she's good. Another Korean over here. Whenever you look up, you always see like leftovers of previous businesses, although I think this one's still here because this is a jewelry business. But you've also got the date as well. So this is 1984, this business. So 40 years upstairs. But sometimes, and Rhea likes to find these things, but you'll find like Chinese writing and it will point to like an old social club that used to be there or some kind of church that isn't there now. So I haven't shown you all of those Korean restaurants. If you walk up here, no, I don't work for Huawei. If you go up here, there's like a second street of of restaurants. I've only ever been here once at night time, and hello. What have we got? Oh, you mean Kevin? I didn't know if you're being ironic. So on top of this street, you've got all these restaurants here as well. Okay, see you, Elizabeth. I'll put the timestamp in for you. Yeah, and if you make your way, go down. It's all more restaurants. Right. You get the idea. They're not even open. Oh, there's a German one there. A French one. Huh. K11 in the distance. Ugh. Right, let's make our way to it. Nathan Road, if you're not keeping track, is just over there. No, I don't have an umbrella. But we're nearly done. Huh. This shop is selling stamps. The old ones you mark the paper with. That won't be there for long. Hey, I'm thinking of actually doing a once a month talking head live stream to connect with everybody. This guy's selling candy on the street. Another street of restaurants as well, all the way down there. I have to think about doing a video. Another idea for a video. Yeah, once a month. Come prepared with something. Tesla. No Huawei here, Kevin. That's annoying. There you go. There's a shop selling traditional tea. That's what they were selling in that shop in Jordan that I was talking to you and Kevin about. We're on Carnarvon Road. Just opposite now, K11. Another Rolex shop. Tesla. Oh, he's got a license plate. It says Universe on it. Hiya. So we've got this MTR exit here. This is N2, and the next one is N1. And there's a guy who franchises his coffee shops, and I think he's ironic with how he presents his businesses. But there's a coffee shop just opposite the N1 exit, and it's called N1. And he's got a shop in. There's a shop in Causeway Bay, coffee shop, and it's down this corridor, and he calls it Coffee Corridor. Wonderful naming. Oh, we're basically in TST now, but it's really raining. We're on Moody Road. We're gonna cut across down here. What was that? Piss rests? I don't know what that means. Another Tesla, Kevin. I've never heard of jousters. Yeah, but I want to make it to the end somehow. Is this the right way? Doesn't look like it, but I'm sure this is a thorough way. Probably. Oh, this is where I wanted to be. Okay. So, where can I go for shelter? For a second. Okay. So, over here is Signal Hill Garden. It's a really steep garden, but it gives you a view of the waterfront. So, I think it's probably best if that's where I go and end it there, or go to the other K11. Ah! I'll end it with the view. She doesn't seem concerned. I'm taking the mask off. Oh. Talking for 90 minutes with the mask. Aggravating. The nose. The Cullens are not going to sparkle in the rainy weather. Yeah, that's why I want to end it with a view. Coming up Signal Hill Garden. Not a very nice garden if you don't like walking up. But nobody else will be here, so that's fine. There's a clock tower in Signal Hill Garden as well. Red brick, built by the British. Every time I come here, never been able to get in. It's always closed. Yeah. But then think of when I turn off the camera. Here we go. Right. Okay. So, Boundary Street to the Hong Kong Harbour, as I said, done it. Over this side, you used to be able to see the rest of the harbour, but K11 Museum is there, sadly. And that's residential.
Good morning.
Oh, is it Kevin? Okay. This is residential here, and everything underneath is all shops. And Kevin said this place has solar panels, but I can't see them. Right, there we go. Thanks for joining me on this 100-minute walk. I'll add the summary in and all the information on the in the show description. So, thanks very much for joining me, walking with me. Although you didn't get wet. like I did. No worries, Nicole. We'll do a face-to-face. Well, I'll show my face on YouTube when I set it up. And we'll talk about something topical. Yeah, but no one's in New Zealand, Kevin. Only you. We don't care. Kevin, New Zealand's a fucking paradise anyway. Right. No worries, James. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody. See you all next time. Yeah, and there's no scene, but the government wants to force government workers to take the vaccine, which is kind of crazy since they were the example to lead with, and yet they're forcing people to take the vaccine. Oh well. Right. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.